As I'm getting ready to undertake my 15th trip to Africa, I thought maybe I'd just share a few packing tips with you and show you kind of what I carry and what I take with me for just a typical African safari. Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about packing for an international trip. In this case, Africa, an African safari in a hot climate. And so have the appropriate items for that climate. But anytime a person is planning an international trip, the packing part of things can be a really daunting task, especially depending on where you're going and what you might need there. The other challenge is to not take more than you need. Everybody on their first trip overseas, such as a safari, is going to have a tendency to overpack. So over time, many of us who've done this a few times will be cutting that list down and making a list so that we have a checklist to go by, and the next time we go, we refine it and take what we need, but don't take anything that we don't need. So I'm going to mention firstly what goes in my carry-on. In your carry-on, you have to remember that with air travel these days, with bags getting lost, you've got to have enough stuff here to make it a few days, and maybe make it the better part of a week would be my suggestion, to have those items that you need. But again, we don't want to put a full mountain backpacking pack on our back either for this endeavor. I'll just start with the gear. So I'm going to have a pair of binoculars with me in my carry-on. I'm going to have some noise-canceling headphones. That long of a trip over the ocean, I'm definitely going to want to be having these noise-canceling headphones that will block out that airplane noise and make it a more enjoyable trip. I'm going to have an iPad. I'm going to have a camera. Depending on the location where you're going, a satellite phone can be handy. That's not necessary most of the time, actually. The trip I'm packing for now, it is very important. Having the chargers and adapters to get you by wherever you're going. These multi-chargers or multi-adapters are really good, especially with the 2 USBs in there. That's the one that I really like. Having some protein bars. Obviously, all of your paperwork is critical. Having your paperwork all in order and very well organized, whether it's a visa, your gun permit, your customs 4457, contact information, copies of your flights. Everything's got to be in a file and with you at all times, as well as your passport. The other thing you can't do without if your bag gets lost is prescription medication. On this particular trip, we'll be taking some malaria prophylaxis, so I'll have that with me. I'll have a small toiletries bag. Obviously going to have my passport, some energy bars, and a jacket of some sort. Regardless of where you're going, you've got to have a jacket. When it comes to clothing, I'm going to firstly tell you that having your hunting boots with you is a critical component of any prepping for any trip. Having your hunting boots with you in your pack or on your feet, whichever you choose, is really critical. Having the right clothing for where you're going. In my case, I've got a shirt, shorts, gaiters, belt, socks, underwear, and also a merino wool neck gaiter. These are great whether it's hot, cold, dusty, dry, whatever the case may be. I found this to be one of the most invaluable items that I carry with me. and that's the carry-on. Now we're going to talk about what goes in the checked bag. Some people like to take a duffel bag. I like to take a regular rolling suitcase. Just easier for me to manage, and good hard-sided suitcase. You use it a few times, and if you have to get a new one, you get a new one. Some duffel bags are prohibited now going through Southern Africa, so you might check with your destination, check with your travel agent on what kind of bag you should take or not take, maybe in this case. Let's just talk about clothing first. Most safaris in Africa, you're going to have laundry service on a daily basis, so you're not going to need to pack that many clothes. We're going to kind of limit that to about 3 sets of clothes in general. One thing I do recommend is using an insecticide, a permethrin, that you can spray on the clothes ahead of time. Unless you're sure, 100% sure you're going somewhere cold, that you're not going to have insects. This stuff works really good. It lasts through many washings, and I recommend that. But anyway, I'm going to have a couple of regular colored shirts, a couple of t-shirts, pants, shorts, various kinds. I'm going to take a pair of Crocs for camp shoes, and also if there's water, just a versatile shoe that you can get by with there. Some extra gaiters, gloves. Going to have my own first aid kit, just a small one. Usually works well for me. I've modified some of the things in there. Just another little gear bag with some extra electronics. Medicines, cough medicine, cold medicine, just the general things that you might want to take with you. Toiletries bag. Important to have some insecticide, insect repellent, various kinds, depending on where you're going and whether you're going to be in warm weather or whether you're going to be in cold weather. Your ammo box has to be lockable. Appropriate amount of ammo for the destination you're going. Again, you've got to check the rules on that, and your ammo box has to go in your. I'm going to pack my clothes in Eagle Creek compression bags. It's a far better solution for me. Packs them down small, keeps them clean. I'm going to take some Ziplocs, trash bags, and then I'm going to have a small backpack to take with me. Then in this case, I'm using a hydration pack with just a few items in it. It's going to basically be my go bag that I'm going to have things in and be able to go right in the field with it. That's the checked bag. Now we've come to the gun case. So we're going to see what all we can put in here. Keep it organized without doing too much. You don't want too much in the gun case, I don't think. I'm taking my Blaser R8 and 375 Ruger, and it's going to go in a soft case there and have a scope cover. I'm going to have a copy of my paperwork. I'm going to have trophy tags. That way each animal, each part of each trophy can be tagged and make sure it's mine. I'm going to take some sticky targets. You always need to sight your gun in, and I like to have my own targets. I'm going to have the EL Range Swarovski binos with the rangefinder. That's always a handy thing to have. All this is going to go in one gear bag, a belt pouch, duct tape, some extra shoelaces, zip ties, odds and ends like that. Ammo belt pouch, I really like these from Dick Murray. Flashlight, knives, Leatherman, some gun cleaning supplies. You want to have some rim oil wipes and a few things to be able to clean your optics and to be able to clean your gun. I'm going to take these heavy-duty TSA locks, and as you can see, I'm going to take an extra set. So I'll need 2 for my case, and I'll have 2 extras. They do tend to get damaged no matter what kind of lock you have, and you've got to have double what you may need. So let's get this bag packed, and I'll be on my way. I'm off on safari.